with the amazing Cinderella story comeback victory. Alright, so we've got Dreamland with Captain Falcon versus Samus. This is significantly more likely to not take a long-ass time. Right now, CoriGames doesn't want to actually give anything up, which is why her MO in the previous matches were to stay on the other half of the screen. But Captain Falcon can actually invade space pretty quickly. But right now, this is exactly where he doesn't want to be. Any wayward hit that sends him off the edge sets up a potential for a protracted edge guard, just pretty much instant death. Yep. Protracted edge guard, and ooh, CoriGames going for the up tilt, accidentally up airing. Since you have to, when you want to up tilt, you generally either have to buffer the input, or you have to take your sweet ass time setting it up. Because if you don't, you end up crossing the jump threshold on the joystick. But if you do it slowly enough, you don't know. So that's why up tilting is actually something that's difficult for players in the heat of battle. When you see random jumps and you think, I would have just tilted there. Well, that's exactly what they were trying to do. Cute little edge cancel by CoriGames. Captain Falcon trying to play evasive.
Very evasive.
Now he's got so evasive that he can't be edge guarded. Not by mere mortals such as Samus.
Oh. Yeah! Let's go, Cori.
And that's exactly what CoriGames needs.
Hey,
now
Samus,
Captain Falcon is one of the best floaty killers in the game because his knee is so powerful and tends to kill off the side or top regardless of how good your recovery is. So he's rarely going to actually get edge guards on characters like Samus, Peach, and Puff. He's just going to kill them outright. And right there, it's in Falcon's best interest simply to end up in the middle of the level and not pull any edge shenanigans. Because at this percent, any move is going to put him into a repeated edge guard situation like we saw in his first stock with the up tilts. And with CoriGames firing high missiles, sneaking in under them is a good idea, but Captain Falcon has a tougher time linking down throw to knee against Samus than he does against most characters. It's totally guaranteed and free against Peach. It's super easy against Marth. And he gets tech chases and things like that off of Fox and Falco and himself. But Samus is kind of tricky for him, especially since his trajectory on recovery is actually so flipping predictable. Samus has a really easy time landing charge shots against him when he's on the way back. And she can just, and all the time he has to spend recovering, she gets to charge it up again. Right there. Got the Falcon forward B coming out. Pretty good for taking people by surprise, especially when they're in the air. Oh,
that's what I'm talking about!
And what we saw right there was a phantom hit on the knee.
Come on.
For a little flash of electricity. Phantom hit is a really weird interaction.
I had 65 minutes to wait out here.
A phantom hit is when the hitboxes and the hitbox and the hurtbox are tangential to each other. And what ends up happening is you get half percent and no knockback. So that knee, which would have won the game, ended up not happening. And now Falcon is in a tough spot trying to land just one decent hit that will straight up kill CoriGames. At that point, we're definitely seeing Falcon should...
Yes!
Falcon needed to be using down throw, up air. And there's the 4-star CoriGames wanting. Got 2-4. Going into the last game. Bringing it back. Will CoriGames crumble under the pressure like so many poorly baked cookies? Or will she win? I don't know. Find out next time. The next episode of Jankin' Ball Z.
That's game over, right here.
Jankin' Ball, yeah, I don't know.
What are you talking about? Cori wins, we win.
Alright, so Sheik versus Samus. So Sheik versus Samus.
Your team's got to lose.
Sheik versus Samus is another case where Samus does pretty good once Sheik is off the level. Because if Sheik goes low, Samus just hops off the level, walks off with a neutral air, up B's grabs the edge. If Sheik lands on the stage, then can do things like ledge hop down air, combo that into sweet spot back air, something like that. So Samus has a pretty good time edge guarding Sheik. But Sheik is also one of the few characters who has very reliable edge guarding against Samus. Her needles travel pretty far, can be fired at a downward angle when she's in the air, so Samus recovering low with bomb jumps can be easily sniped. Samus is heavily reliant on those bomb jumps to keep alive in the long edge guarding situations. When she doesn't have a double jump, her floatiness doesn't help her nearly as much. You have to bomb jump, and if she gets to keep hitting you, well, then you just fall to the bottom of the level, and you're a sad bounty hunter. CoriGames makes it back to the level, which still has to regain stage control, but isn't quite able to get. Whoa, that was a slick wave land, sneaking in completely under the missile. Our Sheik Bureau is not fully experienced in the. And there we go. There's that ledge hop down here and a sweet spot back here that I was chatting about before. And CoriGames gets the first stock. Has to dig in deep. Has a lot of progress to make in this match before she can actually make the comeback victory a reality. But we are all mad hype, right, guys? Yeah. We are mad hype for this crew battle, are we not? Woo! Yeah, go AZ. I'm cheering for Arizona. In cases like this where you are ahead, it's actually not a terrible idea to play extremely passively on things like edge guards, because random stray hits will just put Samus in the same position. You don't have to work super hard to get her there again, but you really don't want to allow for any kind of turnaround, especially when you don't want comebacks to happen. I have to refrain from saying what Sheik could be doing better because the player can hear me, and that constitutes coaching. That was basically pixel perfect spacing on that up tilt. That up B out of shield barely tickled Sheik, doesn't give her enough stun. That's one of its weaknesses as an anti-shield pressure tool. If the person is at the very edge of the up B, they can smash the eye out and end up getting a punish off of the anti-pressure. So even though it's invincible at the start, it actually has quite a lot of drawback when the person knows how to counter it. Right, now it kind of looks like Sheik can do whatever she wants and spend the whole stock building %. But if Samus actually ends up getting this kill and gets the chance to fully charge a charge shot, a wayward down smash, down tilt could set up a huge chain that leads to an edge guard situation. So Sheik still has to play this pretty carefully. Sheik has the advantage in this matchup. A lot of it has to do with her ability to edge guard, but since our Sheik friend doesn't seem to be too experienced with it right now, it's actually going to put a dent in that. CoriGames has the benefit of giant-ass Dreamland, keeping her alive. Actually they're doing a pretty good job of managing her limited space on the edge there. Panicking, not biting, not crashing into anything. She gets the down throw, and CoriGames is stuck without a double jump. He's gonna have to grapple, and that's some free damage. That's exactly what Sheik wants.
Oh, that's it. Oh god. Oh my. Oh god. Oh god.
Now it's 1 stock to 1. We are looking at the finale of this crew battle. Both players playing for their crew's life.
Oh man. You know how many stocks I've taken?
Nice.
And Cori is pretty much ready to dig her heels in and give away nothing for free. So stay low to the ground and not go in the air, because that is extremely risky at this juncture. Manages to sneak in and get the down smash.
69. 69.
Ooh, and that's gonna be scary.
What?
And a peculiar decision from the Sheik ends up paying off.
Don't do it! Kegan, don't do it!
Kegan opts to play it safe, does not want to give it away. What is going to happen? Kegan is a lot happier with himself than maybe he should be. CoriGames, a little freaked out by the reaction.
Are you scared?
Jesus Christ.
You can she hug.
No, stay away from me.
Now, it's important to remember in cases like these, when somebody freaks out like that at their own victory, that it's actually as a result of heavily respecting their opponent. Because you recognize that your opponent was a terrifying threat, that you become so excited at overcoming them. So, no matter how weirded out we may be, Corey, let's acknowledge that you put the fear of Samus into your opponents. And you did an amazing job taking out 11 stock or more. You took, no, Corey actually took 12 stock. Got like the last one off of Neha, and then went into the big 4-player extravaganza. So, shout outs to Shitty Crew and Shitty Crew. That's my AZ Bros nerds. And that's all for the commentary.